say the film title that we're reviewing.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a noise to you. Go.
Blade Runner 20...
No, say epic.
Oh.
That wasn't epic.
Oh.
Say the film title. Blade Runner.
Blade Runner 2049. Okay. Take 2. Blade Runner 2049.
Great.
Nailed it.
Yeah. All right. And spoilers first.
We're reviewing Blade Runner 2049.
If you hadn't noticed by this point. Non-spoilers first?
Yeah.
Do you want me to kick it off, or do you want to kick it off?
Kick it off!
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off the same way I've described this film to anyone that's considering, is Blade Runner really good? Would I like it?
Would I like Blade Runner? I don't know you. I don't know if you'll like Blade Runner.
I like Fast and Furious and Transformers. Would I like Blade Runner? Yeah.
Yes.
Same as the original. That's how I'm going to start this. I mean, same as the original, it's the same film. I mean, similar sort of style in terms of I don't want to say the word slow.
Yeah.
Because
not slow. It just isn't rushed.
Yeah, isn't rushed. It's not action filled. It's just paced nicely.
Yeah.
It doesn't fill with action. It's just quiet. And it's like his other films. I don't think any of his films are like.
No.
Because he's not Michael Bay.
It's really nice because it's not it's not like, I think people always say that, it needs to be like really action packed and like something needs to be constantly going on and then you really feel part of it. I totally disagree with that, and I think it's like a lot nicer to have a film like this that's evenly paced because it gives you time to like be in the moment with it and like actually watch things unfolding and going on, and I think
Exactly. And I think the same with all of his films is he does conflict in conversation. He builds conflict and tension in conversation.
Yeah.
As well as anyone who does action films or does a lot like sort of faster paced films.
Yeah.
The same way that he builds more tension in his conversations than other people will in their action.
Yeah.
So when the rare times you have action in these films, and this film particularly, it's brilliant and there is a hell of a lot of attention there. And we'll get into spoilers with those some scenes, but yeah, without getting spoilers, that it's the tension in some bits is just incredible.
Yeah.
Whether that's a conversation, and with the action it's just even more crazy.
Yeah.
I want to say as well, this is one man's story. This isn't about like a whole basically it feels like the universe is built around him.
Yeah.
And it's in there when it needs to be, when it's suited to him. It's not like they're trying to build this massive epic film.
No.
It's about his journey.
Yeah.
And I won't go again into detail yet for what his journey is, but it's set around him.
Yeah.
Anything else non-spoiler you got to say? Got one.
I always get scared to say anything before we do spoilers, just in case. Just in case I'm like, and do you remember that bit right at the end where? No, I would just say like a general opinion of the film then, rather than like saying anything specific. But I just think that like the performances were amazing, and I think a lot of people are going to start saying, "Oh, nothing happens," and "Oh, they don't do anything."
Saying, they said that from the
continue to say nothing happens, but I think they'll also say that, especially Ryan Gosling. But I think he's quite like that in a lot of his films. He doesn't do a lot, but he doesn't do a lot very well.
He's
because
very
people
Drive-esque
don't.
in this.
Well, he's very drivey in this. Yeah, but people don't do a lot in life. Like you don't. Animate constantly. I mean, you don't do a lot in life. I do a lot in life. But yeah, I think like the main criticism so far that everyone seems to be saying is that nothing happens. It's just total crap. I think people are going to say that he doesn't
nothing
do
that
anything.
affects everyone happens.
Yeah, but to be fair, he is a good actor. I'm not going to say.
You went to do it, didn't you? But to be fair, when this happens, you should almost do it.
I nearly did. Oh god. Oh no. Play the spoiler thing. Okay. I can breathe now. I can say what I want.
Do you want to say what you're going to say?
I was going to say, to be fair, he is a replicant, so... Well done, you. So... I feel like that's why they picked him.
Yeah.
I feel like they went, who does nothing really well? Ryan Gosling. By the way, I'm not like at all saying that I think he does nothing, because he's like my favourite actor.
Well, now we've lost a
not
listener.
forever.
Ryan Gosling, well done.
Ryan Gosling's never listening to this again. Well done. Go on. Sorry.
Saying that, you didn't entirely spoil it, because in the trailer, he breaks through that wall. The bit where he breaks through the wall was in the trailer, which makes you go, he can't be human, surely.
No, I know. You said that to me, and then I was like, oh, of course. But I don't know. I think because there's so much like going on and like so many loud noises in that trailer, even though I watched it like 10 times, I think I just thought that the wall was falling down and he came through it. Because I think my eye just automatically went to Harrison Ford, and then I sort of saw him come through the wall, but I don't think I noticed that he broke it down. So
fair enough.
Well seen.
Even if but the weird thing about that, does it matter if he's a replicant? Because that doesn't really. I'll go into it and think about that. Doesn't really pitch into the story. I mean, the fact that he's a replicant doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll go into it when I talk about him, but like. The fact that he is actually a replicant doesn't matter, because at this point in this universe, compared to other universes, it doesn't matter if you're a replicant. It's about this one. It's kind of about what kind of replicant you are.
Oh, I see. Oh,
it doesn't play an effect on it. Okay, well, basically, it doesn't play an effect on this because it's not about if he's a replicant. It's is he a replicant son? It's about was he born?
The big reveal isn't that he's a replicant. It's the story is asking has he been born
as opposed to made?
Yeah. I get that.
All right.
I get it.
Let's kick this off. Well, not kick this off because we've been going already for a while now.
This off 10 minutes in. No, we're not 10 minutes in. We're 6:28 in.
Nice little drop there.
Unless we cut stuff, and then we might not be. So.
Shit.
Oh God.
With narrative.
Yeah.
Interesting, because this is not anywhere like. I thought it'd be like a major conspiracy. I thought there'd be loads going here. It'd be really like sort of detailed. Well, like I thought it'd be a really like crazy story.
Yeah.
And going maybe about originally everyone thought from the trailers it would be he was going to go find Deckard, Harrison Ford's character from the first one, and find out if he was a replicant or not. Yeah. Because he says I have a few questions to ask you, and you think he's going to ask him the questions to find out if he's a replicant.
Questions from the first. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone thought that was the assumption he was going to hunt him down, which he wasn't. It was quite a basic story. It was a save your child story, as I want to call it, which is where there's a kid that's been born. That's kind of a miracle, whether that's like crossbred or like it's just the miracle child they have to protect.
Yeah.
Except for the only, I mean, it is quite a simple plot.
It is.
It's just dressed up really nicely. And the thing I guess that changed it a little bit is it's not about this kid doesn't need it's that they're past all that. This isn't a child that they're protecting. The child has been protected. That's already happened.
Yeah.
Yes, they're on the hunt for it, but it's not a kid anymore. Yeah. It's more about someone thinking they are that kid.
Yeah.
So they've changed up a little bit, but it's interesting the way they took the plot.
It's nice because it's like a through running theme sort of from the first one of what it sort of means to be human and what like being born, what that means rather than being created by someone. Although,
it's like the first one. It's asking a lot of philosophical questions as opposed to being about plot.
I was actually sort of going to sum up with this and sort of say it at the end, but I really love it. It just makes sense to say it. Now. It sounded like I was rewinding myself.
You're replicant.
I am. It makes sense to say now that I really liked that this film hasn't sort of just been made like it just feels like every time there's a sequel, it gets made to go, oh, these are all the questions that you wanted answered from the first one, and this is what this film's going to be, and it's just going to answer everything that you were wondering. I think that's kind of a big mistake with sequels, because this sounds like something from last week, but I feel like once you answer all the questions that are like, especially with Blade Runner being so old now, like it's like a thing that people always say, oh, I wonder if he was a replicant or whatever. That's normally the main thing that people want answered. But I really like they didn't do this, because now you still have that. You still have that, like, is he not? Like, they didn't make this to answer stuff. They made it because it felt like it could be something great, and it was.
There's the scene, isn't there, with Deckard and Wallace, where they say about having where he says, oh, he kind of tricks him, says maybe you are a replicant, maybe it was all planned out, and they sort of touch on that a bit. But even the different people sort of, so Ridley Scott said he is, Harrison Ford said it himself, he wasn't a replicant. No one, it's down in interpretation, have kind of kept that,
which is really nice. I don't want a definitive answer, I just want to believe what I believe, and that's
you said about having questions answered. I think that's the thing why I think this film will get criticised, the same with other films that we've loved in the last few years, is that it doesn't answer everything by the end either. It's not about the revolution stuff with the replicants are going to stand up and fight and all those kind of big questions and big things that might happen. They just leave them. We don't see what happens to Wallace and that kind of stuff. They just leave them because it's not about any of that. It's just about Ryan Gosling's character and his arc. And we don't know if he died.
We don't know if he died.
But God, it's similar to Driver ending.
It is very similar.
Pretty much rams a car up this kind of to the road, drowns someone. ends up in a different location, dying, like bleeding out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realise as well, saying about stuff being left open.
Yeah.
I picked up the second time I watched it. I don't know if you heard the first time, because I certainly didn't. When he pulls Deckard out of the water towards the end, he says, "You should have let me die out there." Deckard says that to Officer K.
Yeah.
And he says, "I did."
Yeah.
I said, "No, guys, you know what?" As in, like, saying, "Well, they think you're dead out there now,
Yeah.
so you're free to go." I didn't realise that the first time.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Which doesn't make too much of a difference, but too much of a difference. But yeah.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, you know what happens with him and his daughter. They just left it open, which you could do a sequel to, but you don't need it because it wasn't about. It just, like I said, just focused on one character and their plot, like their narrative, as opposed to everyone involved. Yeah. Which is really nice. It was nice done. Music was perfect with it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what I think it's just like really good. Well, it's just really good storytelling again, which is what we always love about his films. I forgot the word.
You forgot the word films.
Really worrying.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, it's just really nice to, like, you didn't have to have the, like, big battle at the end where everyone, like you say, like, there was this big uprising stuff. You didn't need to see it, and you didn't, and that was fine.
There was no battles that included more than, like, 3 or 4 people, other than the one bit where he got ambushed by those scrappers, I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
The scrappers, but then they all just get wrecked in, like, 2 minutes. So.
That bit with her getting her nails done, like... At first I was like, I don't like that. You know when when all those guys like started ambushing him and then she had those glasses and she was looking up. At first I was like, I hate that. I hate that she's getting her nails done and like she's like getting on with like taking over the world. But obviously that's not what she's doing. But at first I really didn't like it because it just seemed really like...
Ha ha ha, I'm an evil villain.
Yeah, and like, I can do this from the comfort of my evil villain chair. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I didn't like it at first. But then actually, I think it had enough like extra stuff like those... My tights. Like those glasses, those really cool glasses that she had on and stuff. And she was getting her nails done in a future-y way.
I'll start with her character. That was the only character I wasn't sure about with this. It's amazing this film is, there is some criticisms. Because I feel like she was, even by the end, there was no point where I thought, oh, okay, no, she is okay as a character. She had that weird, it's almost like, it's that kind of pet dog, like, sort of, go send them off and go do my job for me kind of character. And she was just such a show-off. Yeah. But they didn't dive into that too much. It's just that she obviously wanted to be the best replicant. Yeah. And that was her whole character, was I want to be the best. Yeah. Because even she said, "Oh, I'm the best one," and then dive back in the water at the end. Yeah. But she's just... That was the whole thing of her. I was a little bit, like, not confused, like, massively, because it felt like... I don't know, just at the beginning with her, when he... You know, when that new replicant was born and then he ends up, like, slashing her stomach and she, like, looks really upset. And I thought, is she going to have a moment where she goes, oh, I don't want to be doing this? But I don't know what that bit was like. I wouldn't want her to betray him because that'd be the same as everything. But I would want her to be her own character, be separate, and do what she's doing. And if she's getting paid for it, or there's a reason, not that she just follows him blindlessly because she was born from him, born because of him.
Yeah, I didn't want her to like rise up against him, but then I don't know why that was in there with the crying.
I don't know.
Maybe it was just
more interesting. Maybe
it was just her seeing another get. Maybe I missed something. But yeah, I just wasn't sure on her. Yeah. She was just really... I hate to use the word, but like it just seemed a bit of a stereotype, like with the blunt cut fringe and the like edgy clothing. I just feel like you can hear the like costume designers go, and that's one thing I definitely didn't think I'd criticise about this film, and I'm not really, but her costume, I could just sort of hear them go, oh yeah, if we make the edges like really harsh and like she's got a really harsh fringe, it just like I don't know, it just felt kind of like lazy design for her, and I didn't really like her characterisation. I didn't like how she left the film, and I just didn't really like her throughout, to be honest.
I agree.
But it was fine.
I felt the same, and I felt the same with Lieutenant Joshi, which was like the head honcho cop.
Oh,
I felt the same. She
the
was
one he kept calling out. Yeah.
I felt Robin like she was quite a one-sided character.
Yeah.
But then until and the second time watching this again, she says the line where when she grabs Love, the other character we were just talking about, grabs her hand, cracks the glass. She says, "Do what you got to do." Yeah. And just accepts that she can kill her. She has quite a nice side to her then. Yeah. She's a bit more sort of like more than one-dimensional, but still, I thought.
Had she not done that, I wouldn't I'm
Yeah.
not sure. And I didn't actually really like the line about when she said to Ryan Gosling, "Oh, like sometimes I forget with you, like that you." She doesn't
It
say
was
I
just
forget
that, like,
you're a replicant,
she was just
but
that kind of
basically said
drinking
that.
whiskey, slicked hair,
Exactly,
and
that's
older
exactly
female.
it. Yeah,
Isn't it? It could
that's
be
what I was
like,
gonna say. She's like swigging a whiskey and like, oh, I forget sometimes. And I was like, oh, really?
yeah.
And that, yeah. There
Don't
was a
wanna
few
criticize them too
things in
much.
this that brings me on to another point of there was a few times that I felt very spoon fed, and like because the plot is, like you said, was kind of simple enough, and then it was just done very well. Like, I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't think your film has to have this like convoluted crazy plot that you can't quite figure out, and then you have to research online after. That's fine. Have a nice simple plot and do it well. Like, that's what a film should be. But I do feel like there was quite, well, not a few times, but at least a couple of times where
I've
it was
remembered
really
there's two
spoon fed,
things saying
and they
this,
just gave you the information. Or, well, one was with Joy when we said about this straight after the film, but when she said snap the antenna, just put me in the little like
Stick.
portable
Yeah.
stick, memory stick
Portable
thing.
stick.
But if it gets broken, then you'll die. I know. She's gonna
She
die.
could have just
then.
said, you know what it means if you do that.
Yeah,
Or if she was like,
exactly.
you know what, then would have taken
Yeah.
that hint. Saying that, actually, Love then also goes to the apartment and finds part of the antenna.
Yeah.
And you kind of
That
didn't
they
need
snapped
that.
and yeah.
Why
No.
would you leave that on the floor?
Yeah.
In such an empty apartment.
It's like
It's
so
very empty.
Convenient. Snap.
Yeah.
Leave it on the floor. Yeah.
Do you ever wonder what they must do all day? Because his apartment's fucking empty.
I
Like, I guess that's the
know.
whole point, but like...
I know
think,
that
what
was
are
a
they
bit
doing?
of a like,
Jared Leto's place as well. What is he doing there? Just sitting and doing nothing
That's a
else.
really good point, actually.
Maybe have a
It's
swim,
massive.
but it looks really shallow. So
That is amazing, that room, but very impractical. Like, what are you going to
Yeah.
do in that room?
yeah,
You can't do much in a pool
yeah.
room. But yeah, no, I did think that actually about his apartment being so empty. I was like, he's married to the job then, because there's nothing personal in his apartment. Yeah, no, yeah.
And what you said about holding hands, like sort of holding a hand through this.
Yeah.
There was another bit where it was when Gosling looks up at them, where he's got the like the really like famous still, like he's got the plaster across his face, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
looking up to the giant version of Joy.
Yeah.
He sort of looks kind of like inside, looks like he's sort of throwing around some emotions. He's
Yeah.
quite upset, and then
Yeah.
he sort of goes. And then you hear the line that she said about the best thing of life is something like she's about the best thing of life is dying. Is what we can die for,
All right, yeah,
or
yeah.
the greatest thing we can die
Yeah.
for. And that's fine. That line's okay over the top. I guess
Yeah.
that's fine. It's a bit holy handy, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But then it shows Dave Bautista's character
Yeah.
from the start, Sapper,
yeah.
going, "You're seeing a miracle," and it's like you
Yeah.
don't need. I've seen
No.
that in the film.
I was
like,
literally gonna say I hate it when any film does it, because it just feels like you need just have the confidence in the film as a one piece. You can give me the information one time and I will figure out. And if I don't mind watching a film again and going,
reason-
okay,
gives rewatch value
exactly.
to it.
I'd rather that than just going, oh, okay, yeah, I got that because you showed me that again. And I know it's nearly 3 hours, but if you're gonna put out a director's cut 2 hours 40, then just do it and go, like, just
Yeah.
have it. You don't re-show me
I
stuff.
wonder if
I
that's
hate being
other
re-shown.
people's involvement in this film, because we said that, because I can't imagine
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve would do this with this particular film, because none of the others, the other bits you go, oh,
Yeah,
and you take a second and link it. And when you link it, it feels
Yeah.
kind of like gratifying. You're like, oh, that's awesome. But
Even
it's kind
the
of-
shots with when you realise that, I know we were whispering to each other going, do you think it's someone else's memories? It can't be his memories, that'd be way too obvious. But yeah, I didn't need to see that again. I knew what memory they were talking about. I didn't need to see the whole wooden horse thing again. I'd seen it. I'd seen him figure it out and go down and find the wooden horse. I didn't need to see that like basically for a third time. I didn't need to see that location again. I just feel like it just like really belittles what just should never be belittled. It's so incredible, and I just wish that they hadn't kept shoving it at
calling
me.
us now, though. Sorry,
Yeah.
just it's finished. Calling us now, when they release some sort of limited editions of these two films, the original and this one, or limited edition posters, whatever it is, there will be a wooden horse for this one, and there will be the unicorn for the first one.
Definitely.
Last negative, because I want to get onto the good stuff, because this film is amazing, and I don't want to belittle like you said. Jared Leto's character is Wallace.
Yeah, that's my last bad point.
Yeah, I thought about this watching it again. Do you know I absolutely love his eyes, and I love the little bots that are like pebbles. I love the satisfying sound of them. They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome how he's got these kind of eyes, and they're really nice design.
Yeah.
And I love all that, but then I don't love the voice.
His voice. No.
His voice in the film.
Yeah.
Just if he because you're doing that. I'm an evil villain. I've got to have a strange voice.
It's,
like just
do you
have
know,
a normal voice.
I always find it with people that are blind as well, that they have this like wisdom
pauses between gaps.
Just talk. Like I've never met a blind person that their voice starts to change. It's like it's really weird. It's that,
and it's the whole kind of like he's the high of the like I'm the top of the company. I know philosophical things other people don't. It's like no, just talk normally. Yeah. You'll seem more like a complete villain than you'll seem just like one antagonist. You won't seem like I'm the evil man. You'll just sound like a normal person.
And I want to see him like working things out in his head in real time. Like it feels like I don't know. It feels like either he's like
he
really
kept lifting his head up as well. Every time it's like. I know.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Every sentence.
Yeah. It's like he's either like worked it out and is like pausing for dramatic effect, or like he's just thinking of it then, and I can't work out which it is. But I'd rather he just talked and like his plan like kind of unfolded as he was talking.
Yeah. I wonder what he did do on set for this one. I bet he sent those pebbles to people covered in shit.
I was literally going to say that. Why? Why were we going to say that? I don't know.
Hey, Margot Robbie, I know you're not in this film, but here's a pebble covered in shit.
Oh, God.
If he did that to Harrison Ford, they'd get fucking knocked out. He honestly sent him a replacement earring.
Yeah.
He's another earring, you shitbag.
God. Do you know
what? For Ryan Gosling, a swing for him too.
What was I going to say? Yeah. He's good. Jared Leto is very good. Or Leto. I no idea.
Jared, he's rats in your mailbox.
Jared Leto. Yeah. Rat man. He's a very talented man, like, in general. But I feel like this whole acting thing that he's doing, I just hate when it has to come with a story every time. Can't he just have given a good performance? Like, does it need to?
What's the whole thing when we say about TV series? This first pilot is going to blow people's minds. Don't need to tell me. Just play it and I'll see if I like it.
Yes, that did blow my mind.
Crazy.
You didn't need to. Yeah.
What happens? You got cut out of this film. I bet again because he was obviously on all the posters. Yeah. I bet he had a massive role. I bet he had about an hour's screen time, and they just cut him again from this film. Just like a Suicide Squad, they just cut everyone. Oh no, fuck this guy. Actually, he's brought him in. Just cut him out.
I was just reading like when we were looking up the things that he did for Joker, and I read something that the director was saying that he was scared of him, and that Scott Eastwood, that's it, that when they were doing Suicide Squad, that he said he didn't like know whether to go and talk to him or not, and he's a bit worried to like talk to him. He's like, because they didn't want to like interrupt his whole thing. Like he just massively mugged him off. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean?
Like fucking idiot.
Yeah, when another actor is like, I don't know what he had like something going on.
Does he realise he's playing a role?
Yeah, it's not.
You haven't asked him to be the Joker in real life.
Yeah,
just in the film.
Yeah, I get.
And if anything, mate, you're in it for about 10 minutes.
I know, that's the thing. If it was like an epic role for like 2-hour films and there was going to be 3 of them, great, get involved. But for the amount of time, I feel like
I think it got cut loads. That's why he kicked off. I'm like, what?
So embarrassing. I'm going to send rats to you. You're in it for 9 minutes. Oh shit.
That's a shame because he is a good. I'm not denying he is a good actor. He's just it's a bit.
Just
much.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down.
Just be good for a bit.
Stop people dead rats.
Yeah, just be good for a little while and let people go, God, he's really good, and then build up to like a massive role, and then go.
And
for
then
it.
shit through people's letterboxes. Build up to it.
And then
maybe piss through it at first. Stick your fingers up.
Bomb it a couple of times.
Swear at them first. Yeah. Don't just go straight to shit in it. Sending dead rats to them.
Jumping straight to the shit. Pig carcasses. Calm down. Couple of dead flies.
Honestly, I can't wait for his next role. You're going to be in the next Transformers room, start dressing up as a fucking robot and driving people down.
He's going to get his voice box removed and get like actual robot.
For a metal shard through people's windows. Metal bricks. We've got some Optimus Prime trucks for the battle. Autobots.
Oh god.
Roll out.
Oh no, I'm crying.
On to the positive.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Go characters.
Yeah.
I'm going to start
All
with
of
Joy
them.
because well, Batista, as Sapper at the start was awesome.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Seeing as he was a wrestler.
I thought he was going to be in it more, and I'm disappointed that he wasn't.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I want to be in it more. But,
I wish.
But it's
I
good
wish.
for what he is, isn't it?
It's great. Yeah.
Thing is, he was a wrestler.
Do you have any idea how old he is? Yeah, he was a wrestler.
I don't know, but apparently it almost cost him his role.
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Yeah!
I saw that and then forgot to read it. Why?
That makes no sense. I saw it and I forgot.
I read that and then I forgot to read it. What? No, I saw the headline of that article and then I forgot to read. What? Why did it nearly cost him the role? Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
He kept falling asleep
Yeah.
on set. He needed assistance in
Because he's got a heart
everything.
attack because Jared Leto was trying to scare him.
Yeah.
It's like he's too old to be on set with that man. Jesus. Alright, Joy just played that part. We said we were surprised
fine.
that she was just the sort of visual
Yeah.
AI.
Because he didn't really know that from all the press
should I
shots.
say,
Yeah.
because she wasn't actually
I thought it was really cool. Really
materialised.
cool idea.
Yeah, it was really cool.
liked it.
So that scene with her, I'm going to call it the seduction scene with her. It was very similar to the film Her.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I've got her here.
I was
going to
say,
like her.
a lot of that reminded me of her. When he came home and he was like, "Hi, honey," and it was that voice, I was like, "Oh, hang on."
Yeah. I really like that scene.
I really
Although it's
love-
awkward to watch in the cinema because it's
What?
slow and quiet, that scene.
Oh, what, the sex scene?
The whole, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not, I'm glad it doesn't really go into the sets because it could have got a lot more like,
Yeah.
oh, Jesus. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she was, I mean, there's bits where she was a bit like, no, like you said, but like, she was fine.
She
in it.
wasn't
She
amazing,
didn't-
no, but she was fine. She looked completely right and sounded
I guess she didn't have
completely right.
masses to work off because he didn't speak much. He wasn't like Kay wasn't much of a speaking character, so she couldn't say much without it being like. It's the same with Rey and BB-8. We said in Force Awakens she was a bit, but that was because I think she had to work off.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
true.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling did keep doing that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say next
Characters?
was something about her, and that thing was that. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, that was it. I'm
great.
really glad.
That's just great.
I'm really glad that, when they do that thing in films where if it's like an artificial intelligent thing and the person that has them thinks, oh, but they really love me, even though I know it's AI, but my one actually can feel love.
Yeah.
And then at some point in the film they're shown that actually no, it is just an AI and they can't really feel love. But then by the end it kind of gets back to, oh no, they actually can really feel love. We were wrong. I like that they didn't do that and they actually just went, no, she's an AI and she doesn't.
Well, she's a different
didn't
kind of
actually
AI,
love
isn't
you.
she? That's what I mean. That's what I meant when I said when they're human or replicants. I mean the replicants are essentially humans because they have emotions, they have skin, they have bones.
But I'm glad that they didn't go
found
there
nature's
with her,
bones.
because you know what I mean though, when films do that where they're like, oh no, they don't really love me, and it's like, oh no, they do. Oh yay!
It was more that he comes to the realization that he's sort of being deluded by, or was kind of under the delusion that he had this life. And saying that, actually, that kind of links into what I was about to say, which is about his character. There isn't much to say other than he's very silent. But I love the whole thing of having Joy in there, what that does for him.
Yeah.
It shows this kind of side where he isn't this perfect kind of role model. He has... It's not illegal, and it's not necessarily a negative thing, but he has a fake life. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of got a shady, like, I have a fake artificial girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who everyone has is the same looking one. It's kind of that kind of, oh, maybe he isn't like... Everything about him you aren't inspired to be, if you get what I mean. It's just lead character. There is this kind of cracks in him, which I thought was really nice having that. And then he comes to the realization about it, and he's kind of pissed because he realizes, fuck me, I'm being an idiot.
Yeah, I thought it's really interesting as well that he was like really like when those girls came over, the like prostitutes, for lack of a better word. No, that's probably the nicest word.
What, prostitutes?
Horse. Yeah.
Or the nice
When them hoes come out. No, when those girls, ladies, lady night time workers,
lady nighters.
come
Ladies
to
of the
him.
night.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have said lady
Yeah.
nighters. Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, but he kind of has that already in a way because he's paid to have this like fake girlfriend, and then they kind of merge into one, and he's okay with that. It's like. Again, it's like...
That's what I mean.
it's
His character isn't like this kind of...
Yeah, but it's kind of like
morally-
blurring the borders between that.
Yeah.
And I actually liked it because it literally, they were like blurring together as one. And just while we're on that looked so insanely good.
I'd be interested to see how they've done that. I imagine they filmed him and the prostitute. The hoe! And then they've got... And then they filmed it again. Well, they couldn't have got him to the exact moment, so then they've obviously filmed
Well, he
her.
doesn't really do... He kind of just watches, like, with a slight, like,
Yeah, but
grin.
they touch and stuff,
Yeah, they
so I
touch
imagine he
hands,
filmed
yeah.
it with the hoe. And then... I imagine he filmed it with her,
Yeah.
and then they filmed...
Emily
What is...
Blunt look-alike.
What's the main...
Like
Is it Anna D? Anna de
Armas.
Anna de Armas?
Yeah.
They filmed her, I reckon they filmed her after, and then they put it over the top. I
Yeah.
imagine that's how they did it.
At once I thought... At one point I thought her
Hermit. She was a hermit crab.
At once I thought she was a hermit. Moving on. At one time I thought maybe her name was Anna Darmus. So that was worth waiting for.
Fucking hell. Jeez, I'm so excited for something in my life.
That scene was insane.
Before I say about Deckard, I'll just say about Rachel.
Yeah.
We can't work it out. I think there was a lookalike.
I
We
feel
can't work it
like
out.
they got somebody that looked a lot like her and then they
And
put
put a
some
face
sort of
over it,
face
yeah.
over the top.
Well,
yeah.
Jared Leto sent her the skin of the other woman.
Just a mask. Jared
her face
Leto
skin.
went back in time,
Grabbed-
skinned her alive, and sent her
Mail
face in the
yeah.
mail.
But saying that, I said to you, I picked up a
Then
mistake
shit on
there,
Sorry.
which was, I'm pretty sure, when he says she had green eyes, he imagines her before that, and she has brown eyes.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch
No,
that again.
I'm telling you, she had brown eyes. And
Yeah,
they
no, I
fucked
know,
up.
but I mean, I'm trying to work out what his reasoning is for saying that. Is he trying to catch them out, or
He
is he
says that
trying
because
to?
she had green eyes in the original film. Because they
I
haven't...
feel like she has brown eyes in the original film.
I don't know.
I'm sure she has
but
brown
then
eyes in the
it's-
original
but
film.
then that's such
So
a
I
weird
couldn't
line.
work out whether he was trying to make a point and say like, "Oh, she had green eyes," and they've made a mistake, which I doubt. I very much doubt that would be ridiculous if they had actually made that mistake. But
Yeah, but
I
then
feel
also
like he was
Harrison
just
Ford's
trying to
hair
be
jumped
like,
up and down in one of the last
"Oh
scenes.
yeah,
so.
we'll talk about that. Yeah." But I feel like he was just trying to say it to be like antagonistic.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah, to try and be like, oh, she
Yeah,
had green eyes, and they're like, oh shit, did she? Oh no. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just about the idea of attention to detail, I think, and they're trying to replicate. I think it's the whole idea is you can't completely copy someone. That was the whole point of making.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other notes?
Yeah.
Let's go on. Do you know, let's go on to the positive side because we've been
I sounded like,
for a film that we
like
absolutely
dial-up
adored.
internet then.
For a film we absolutely love, we've slashed this a bit so far. So let's go on to the
Yeah.
positives.
Okay.
Back music, we have Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra.
That whole scene, that like ballroomy
one,
type.
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just, again, that's such a
Feast for the
low-key fight
eyes.
scene, but it's such a brilliantly
Gorgeous.
designed. It's such a cool, and it felt pretty sinister.
Yeah.
It felt pretty. I
Yeah.
don't know how to explain it. It's just like their way kept stopping. But
Yeah,
it's just,
and I like that. Like when there was like a climax in, the music was like cutting in and out.
yeah.
They didn't like climax the music like right when there was a big point when they were like fighting each
No,
other. They'd like
just
have a
kept
fight and then
stopping,
it'd just be like when they were kind of looking around for each other. There'd be this like big burst of music, and it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, that scene was probably my favourite. Watching it again
Yeah.
as well, the second time I was like, this is just brilliant. And I love when they
So
stop and he's
desperate
just
to
like, and then saying like Harrison Ford as Deckard, like he did what he needed to do. He was perfect. He put the heart into this. He's not just doing it for the money.
No, that
He's-
was something I was going to say actually. Like with people saying like, oh, there's not a lot going on and like they don't really do anything and they're boring or whatever. I just felt like their performances were so considered. Like you can just tell
Harrison
they've
Ford's
spent
face.
so much time. Yeah.
His face says a lot. Like that fight scene when he stops punching him and then Can't Help Falling in Love comes
Yeah.
in. His face, just the way he goes, I like this song.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know if it's because he's got a slight tilt in his head, but that
Yeah.
scene, and then obviously when he's looking at the replicant of Rachel.
This is like I can't think when I've seen him better. I really can't. I think he's
Original Blade Runner.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
he's really
No,
is
definitely
wonderful in
not.
this.
He's
They're
really.
all, they're all. None of them give a bad performance, but I just don't like
No.
Leto's voice.
No, and I don't really like Love. Not to say, not to say that's a bad performance, because it's a good performance for what the
She's
character
doing,
is,
yeah.
but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Robin Wright again did like the best performance with that character again. It's just a little.
She did. She had
till
some.
the end.
I like the hint at the fact that she had quite a bit of heart to her.
Yeah.
Like I said with the whole line.
Yeah.
That scene, I mean, the scene we said about the seduction kind of scene was amazingly done.
Yeah.
Every scene, the things with this film, there's a lot of ideas
Yeah.
that are quite, not generic, but like sort of conventional sci-fi ideas.
Yeah.
But they change them up enough. So the scene, I've completely forgotten who the daughter actually is. Who we find out the daughter is. The one that's contained in that shell.
Oh gosh, yeah, I can't think.
I think if it was Doctor something, I can't remember.
Not
Dr.
sure.
Doolittle.
Yeah, that was
she,
it. Well done, you've remembered it. Go on.
that idea of like being able to create
Yeah.
an artificial world,
Oh,
and
that
it being
was
like a control
lovely.
thing,
Yeah.
and being stuck in like it's like your own little castle where you can create stuff.
Yeah.
Has been used. Actually, one
Yeah.
of Doctor Who with the libraries what I'm reminded
Yeah.
of, but
Yeah.
that little control thing.
That was.
It's it's that whole kind of it's called, I think it's called skeuomorphism, where like you make something that's futuristic look like its original thing.
Oh, okay.
So if you had like a note, so you know like notes on iPhones look like
Yeah.
a notepad.
Yeah.
That's skeuomorphism because it looks like what the original thing is, but you've made it look like
Oh,
that.
okay. I
It's-
didn't know that.
Skeuomorphism.
You teach me so many things. Thank you.
It's kind of like that because the thing she had
Yeah.
that she was twisting it with looked like pieces to a camera.
I was going to say, it just looked like
it looked sort
20
of modern.
lenses all put together,
Yeah.
and it was. I loved that.
It wasn't
thought
like a
looked so
giant
good.
wide thing.
No.
It looked kind of
Yeah.
stunning how it was done. It was
Yeah.
really nicely done, and that whole idea was beautiful. And again, like I said, that's something you've seen in other films, but it's done so
Yeah.
well. And the same
Yeah.
with the like AI stuff. It's done so well.
It was such a small, like, it was a blank room, and it was just her and like what she was creating. And I just remember as I was watching it, I went, Jesus, because it just looks so good. It's
Yeah.
just done so well. What a great criticism! It's so good. But no,
The city as well, like the whole this kind of. I feel like it's the same with Your Name. You feel like you're in this city,
Yeah.
and although we have seen like sort of kind of this like dystopian future city over and over again,
Yeah.
recently with Ghost in the Shell remake, it feels so much more. Because you always see like dystopian futures, you always see it, but this one feels like an absolute shitter.
I was gonna say it feels,
feels
just
horrible.
it feels dirty.
Yeah,
Like it didn't.
which is what it should feel like because they're
Yeah.
trying to make out that it's dirty, and it really
Yeah.
feels like that.
It
which
didn't
is just,
feel like everything's gonna be like really, it kind of do that like sleek thing, and like everyone's kind of wearing the same thing, and
Yeah.
everything's like minimized and stuff. They didn't really do that in this.
No.
It was just it just felt like really grotty and like
it was it's just everything that they did that was like you'd expect in sci-fi films is just vamped up so much that it's
Yeah.
insane, and the
Yeah.
cinematography is incredible. Every
Yeah.
shot of this film is absolutely stunning.
It's films like this, and you go, how did that come out of someone's mind? Like
Yeah.
someone thought of that and went, okay, this is how we're gonna do this. It's just incredible. It's
What
just
was
such
that? Yeah.
talent. It's really infuriating because I can't do that.
It's a shame it's not earning much at the box office, but that's
That's
people's
just terrible,
taste
isn't
for
it?
you.
I know.
And
I know.
it's a shame, but I mean that, and going with the atmosphere of this film and the way it looks is the score, which is absolutely stunning, which is very strange because Johann Johannesburg,
Yes.
the guy who did the other scores with Denis Villeneuve, like Sicario and Arrival, and done all those kind of like scores for him, dropped out of this. I think it's because he said he kind of needed like a different. That was very good. Needs like a different sound for this film, but there was still bits in this. Still in this score that sounded like him.
There's a couple of those drops, like the big,
especially in that
like
car
a reverse
scene.
swell.
Yeah, like the car, like the bit with the whole seawall and the beach. That all kind of sounded like him at the start. Where it was like, it was like the heavy
That
sounds.
was one bit actually. The with the wall, the sea wall, that I actually wish had looked a little bit lighter because it seemed images of it, and I thought, God, that looks incredible. And actually, you kind of didn't see them sat, but that image of them sat, and that you didn't see that. And actually, I thought it was quite disappointing because that looked so beautiful. I don't know if that got cut out or if it just was a random still. Just quickly before we move off of scenes that we particularly loved, I loved the way I can't remember what they called it now, but the basically the test to see how close to the thingy line. What did they say?
I don't know what it was called. It was baseline.
Baseline,
the baseline test, yes.
Yeah, oh my God.
Got to say about that, it's good that you said that because I completely forgot that. That's
so nice.
And that's exactly what I mean when you take normal sci-fi stuff
but
and they just
do
make it
so well. Yeah.
And we try and work out that test was I think it was they have to repeat the word.
The last word and not answer the question. Yeah, you work that out. I at first thought it was that, and then I was like, oh wait, no, because I thought that he had said a word that came before the last word at one point, so I was like, oh, maybe it isn't, maybe
it might have been the last two words. It's the last phrase then.
Yeah.
But I also think that test, watching it back, I think that test is also that they look at your reaction. So even if you, it's like
they
if
were
you
measuring
react to the
his
question,
like pupils,
and there was a shot where she looks at this bit of him,
throat,
and he's sort of and it's wobbling.
It's stuff like that. It's just so nice. Like no one said, "Oh, this test we will test their reactions of this, that, and the other." Like that's times where they didn't spoon feed you, and those are the good
bits. At the start of the film
bits.
as well, isn't it? They do the test.
Yeah, they do it
because it's Zion's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was nice because it was kind of a callback to the start, to the original, and yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome.
I feel like they just completely nailed not making it a typical like sequel. Like I know I already said, but like answering all the questions and trying to make everything bigger, better. It was bigger, better, but not like in the way that they just made like way bigger holograms and there was more lights and more like crazy costumes. It just was like a calm, not reboot. It's not a reboot, but. Well, it is a reboot.
The first one's quite, I think this one's clearer, but the first one comes well. And like saying all this, like I just want to say about Deckard, so Harrison Ford, and saying about Ryan Gosling as Kay, like the two, it's really heartbreaking. I was just thinking about this, and I've doing screen checks. I've seen this scene at the end again where he pulls Kay out of the water. He's calling him Joe. I'm gonna keep calling him Kay because I hate the fact they call him Joe because
I didn't like that either.
She'd call him that because I don't like it because I don't like that, not because he's called Joe. Because they called him that because that's the only name that they connect.
Because that's the AI's idea of like a normal name.
But the bit is because it has the bit of the score. It sounds so sad when he's shouting. He pulls him out the water because they both are such hopeless characters. He's hopeless because he's just done what he's doing for the right cause or what he believes in. And then he just sort of fades out, and he's such a sad character. That picture, I've never seen a picture of Ryan Gosling before with that tape with the bandage over his nose, looking so sad. It's horrible.
I know, and that honestly that. Like it's everywhere, but the bit that you said about on the bridge, that image of her like really big with like her finger like pointing at him, and he's still on the bridge. He looks like obviously he looks tiny, but he looks like a little boy, and it's really
especially
sad.
With that on his nose.
He just looks so like hopeless, and it is really sad.
That's
really
the thing
sad.
with this. He is.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just want to say that like that's the thing that makes us different. We said it's about child saving, about this kind of. It's the chosen. He is like the particular one that saves the day.
Yeah.
But I don't think he doesn't in this film, and I don't think in the future he'll ever get recognition for that. No. I think that's what's such a horrible, it's such a hopeless but such a nice thing in this film, is that he starts off as a nobody. He is a nobody, he's just a cop that gets treated like complete shit by everyone else because he's a replicant. He finds, and it's even worse because then he starts finding out about his background, has some hope, and it gets slaughtered because he isn't the child.
Yeah.
And then he still does what's right because he believes in doing that.
That's what I was going to say when she was saying, oh, you thought it was you, didn't you? Like, oh, we all wish it was us. Like, that was devastating. That was really sad. Okay. And like it was almost like when he found out when she said somebody has lived these memories and he kind of worked out they were hers or whatever, and he had that big like moment. Like normally in films I wouldn't really like that when you have like a really quiet character that has like that like moment where they shout or like they punch someone or something, but it just was really really sad.
It's shocking as well because it's stealing some, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Saying that, what did he kick? I want to watch next time because I can't see what he kicks because he kicked someone across the room. There's nothing in that room. I don't know, maybe she can't see it, but I completely agree. It's so sad, and I think at the end he doesn't get any like those people that have like upped the revolution aren't like will remember you, and there's none of that. He just dies on the steps if he dies. And then he's just sort of it's just so it's the whole kind of like people behind the just sort of behind the scenes, the amazing things that people do. Yeah, it's really I think but that note on that because It's stunning. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about it until doing this now. I just thought how incredible that is with him,
Yeah.
and the whole just arc of it's just sort of sizzles out,
Yeah.
and he does what he does.
It really made me. It was really sweet when Deckard said, "You okay?" I was like, "That's such a normal thing to say." It wasn't like it wasn't like a showy line. It was just like something that people say to each other, and it was just really it's lovely, really stunning, and has a lot of heart, I think.
Yeah. Oh God, saying that. So that we were joking about before. It's so upsetting when the woman that was from the first one, the one with one eye, that woman, the head of this revolutionist film, says to him like, "Oh, you thought it was you."
Yeah, what I just said. Yeah, I know. But she says it. Yeah, you did, didn't you? Oh my God, he thought it was you. Oh, everyone, he thought it was him. Thought you? Yeah, that was
amazing.
I felt really bad for him.
His head dropped a little bit though. It's like, oh.
I know. It's like, shh, that's embarrassing.
God, that was weird. Her lines there. It was nice because it felt authentic. There's a really strange. She went, "You did."
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. You did. Yeah.
Yeah. Scores? She got on scores? You got anything else to say?
I don't think so.
No. You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think so. No. No. I don't think so. No.
You want to score it first this week?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, she's a replicant again! Take the test.
You take the test.
How many whores are in this film? Replicant. Nice. Your chin waggled a little.
Your Adam's apple. Wait. Another replicant? She's a man.
I reckon Jared Leto gave this test to himself in the mirror. That's so funny. How do you love? Mine!
I think he actually blinded himself. He's actually blind now. God,
got some pebbles on the beach and attached his eyes to them.
Yeah. And then sent them to someone in a bag of shit. Oh, we're obsessed.
Yes,
anyway.
Alright.
Anyway.
Putting aside that bag of fiery shit.
Yeah.
What have you given?
No,
you
you go
give this
first.
film? Oh, I always go
You
first.
go first then. Don't break tradition, please.
Alright. I'm going to sit... I forgot.
4.
What gave your name? What did I give your name? Is that like 9 points?
I was just thinking of your name.
Because that's the highest I think I've scored so far.
Yes.
9.7.
I think you gave... Okay, go on.
7.5.
I think that's what you gave your name.
I'm checking 9 point.
You sticking with 9.7.5?
9.8. I'll bump it up. 9.8. Because this is near to perfection.
I'm going to go with 9.8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because and do you know why? Because it's a sequel and it's a reboot.
Yeah.
And for having those caps on it.
Yeah.
9.8. Nice. Jesus, is that not loud? Because that's loud in my head.
Is it? I'm maxing out the mic.
You're such a good
Maxing
rapper.
out the mic. Yeah.
Alright, should we go to the next thing?
Let's go on to the next thing.
Next thing.
What?
Franchises.
Oh,
or
sorry.
big films. Let's just go like big
Oh yeah,
films.
yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing
I
this.
forgot, even though I have it written down. No, I don't. This is
We
all off the top
will-
of my head.
After this, we're going over his best movie moments. Best movie moments before Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
But before we go on to that, we'll go on to any films that you want to see Denis Villeneuve. I'm going to change his name every time I say it. Any films that you want
Villeneuve. We don't know how to say his name. Full disclosure.
I
we
think
have
Denis
no idea.
Villeneuve
I think he says Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
He has an accent, so you always feel like a bit of an idiot.
Papoopy.
Yeah. You're upset. He says. Yeah. You said
first?
just then in your introduction for that, you just said that you would like to see him direct, but I thought we were allowed to pick an old franchise.
What do you mean not? Yeah, you can. Just a new film.
Right.
He's rebooting, or not reboot. Okay, he's just doing a film for that franchise or big film known.
Okay, something that he would have
I've not done all franchise films.
I've kind of just done like what he would have done.
What films you want to see him do something
better.
for? How about that? You want to see something you want to see him contribute to?
Okay.
You go first.
Well, I've picked 2.
Do you want to get the most obvious one out of the way?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Well,
Have you
Star
got just
Wars-
one?
No, I've got 4.
I thought I was only meant to pick 1, and
4.
I cheekily picked 2.
I haven't gone into detail, so if
All
you
right,
want me to
go
go
on.
through mine first, and then
Okay,
you say
go on
your
then.
one if you've got detail. Well, the first obvious one would have been
No, I
Star
don't have
Wars,
detail.
but the thing with Star Wars
No.
is there's going to be too much controversy of it, and he's going to get in loads of shit because it's not because the whole age rating cap and all that bollocks. He's going to be like not be able to do much with it.
No.
So no. And it'd be changed, and it'd be the whole production company will completely.
So you wouldn't like
skew
to see
it.
him contribute to that.
I would
So
if he didn't have caps.
you've lost the
Have
game.
I? All right. Other ones have said Alien,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
quite a similar franchise to Blade Runner. It's quite. Some people think they're connected. Yeah, that could be quite interesting. If he did like a.
People think they're connected.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Ridley Scott did them both, and he hints at. I think he hints or said they were connected universes. Doesn't mean anything. No, I don't want to
they're
think
not.
that. Just keep them separate. I don't want to think of
He's
it.
wrong.
I don't want to put
The
Michael
creator of
Fassbender's
them is
fingering
wrong.
in with fucking Jared Leto's dodgy eyes. Maybe that's why he lost his eyes. Michael Fassbender's
He
fingering.
did the fingering too hard in the face.
That's the next test to see if the replicants
Yeah.
do the fingering.
Fingering.
Up the butt.
Stop.
Test him. Are you a replicant? Can I feel cold metal?
Oh.
Yeah, if you just got dark and dirty with an alien film, and by that I mean just like.
I'll do the fingering up the bum if you just got dark and dirty with an alien film. We'll leave it there for this week.
Yeah, if he had like a smart survival film for Alien, like there was tactics and it was in the Alien universe. Yeah,
maybe.
Other than that, I just said I'd like to see him do something to do with The Thing, and I said The Thing last week for one of these questions, but again, I feel like there's a lot of potential to do stuff with that. And the Truman Show sequel.
Oh, yes.
Because we always say, as much as I love that film, if anyone's going to do a sequel now, it's babadoo babadoo boop. It's
Shirley Williams.
Shirley Williams. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's him. And we said about being a really depressing sequel about how he's dealing with the real world. He'd be great doing that.
Yeah.
It'd be quite similar to Enemy, but he'd be great at that.
Yeah.
You go on to yours then.
Okay, so mine are.
On to the next subject.
Yours aren't worth it. Let's move on. My first one was I wish that he had originally directed. Now stay with me. Sesame Street. A live action Sesame. No. The Hunger Games. That's good, isn't it?
Can you swap out Jennifer Lawrence?
Well, yeah, because I don't hate those films. I quite like them. I know they're not. I know I shouldn't. Anyway, they're like a guilty pleasure. But, Jared Leto. I like them, but the subject matter is so dark. It's kids killing each other, and I feel like that kind of gets lost.
It's like kids killing each other.
Kids killing one another. Mother, brother.
Where you born? A mother, brother.
My eyes sort of went a bit then. I was channeling Jared.
Yeah.
I feel like if you'd given them to him, made them an 18, those films would have been so good. They're good. I like them anyway. But yeah.
Snowpiercer.
But yeah.
I'm joking.
Snowpiercer.
No, I agree. I like that because then I wouldn't have to think about how much I don't like those films.
Yeah.
How good they were instead. Yeah, he's doing Dune now. I don't know if that's his next film. No, he might possibly directing Cleopatra.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and then he's rebooting Dune, which is obviously probably the number one known science fiction novel.
Sky.
People said about him doing a James Bond film as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but my only reason that I would want him to do a James Bond film is to make them watchable.
Yeah, because it'd be incredible. But also, I don't want him to like tag his name up as the story. It's like he's doing one of these now.
No,
it's the same happening.
No, exactly. I don't. That's why I would never want him to actually do any of these things because I don't want him to like
start tagging his name. And
yeah,
stuff,
yeah. And my second one.
What, you got another one? One.
No, I said I had two. I said I sneakily chose another one.
If it's Hunger Games 2, that doesn't count.
It's Hunger Games, Catching... No, it's not. It's...
Catching Shits from Jared Leto.
God.
Second one.
Mocking shit. It's not even funny. No, my second one is... My second one is The Purge.
We're just using the same thing. We've just re-scrapped the one we were using last week.
No.
Yes, no, yeah.
Yes, no, yes.
Redoing the Purge ones.
Yeah.
And how we described them last week.
Yeah.
But him
with a court cases.
If you listened to last week.
If you listened to last week,
yeah,
then well done. You've just understood what we said. If you didn't, then you idiot.
Amazing.
Way to get listeners. The Purge he would do.
Yeah.
do them dark.
Michael Fassbender's finger in dark, kind of
Yeah,
dark. Yeah,
yeah.
all right. That was that topic.
Alright.
On to the next. We're going to do
Yes.
Denis Villeneuve's
Yeah.
best movie moments, not including Blade Runner 2049.
49.
49.
Blade
2049.
Runner 2049.
Yeah. All right. So we've changed up how we're doing this because
Yeah.
it's a fucking shambles last time. The scoring didn't
The
work.
scoring system did not work.
Did not work at all. And yeah, it was an absolute mess. So we've actually watched all the clips already,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna we've actually put them from worst to best.
Yeah.
5 down.
There's no
worst.
worst. We struggled.
Yeah.
We struggled a lot.
Spoiler warning before we do this for all of these films.
Yeah.
Although spoiler warning for them. They won't ruin the films because the films are amazing. You should watch them anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe this will entice you to watch them. But here we go. At number 5 we have Incy Wincy, which is the scene from Enemy. I don't know what year this film came out. It's the very, very last scene in the film
Yeah.
where he walks into the bedroom and his new wife / girlfriend, whatever
Yeah.
she is, because it's the other clone, I imagine, is a giant fucking tarantula.
Yeah.
Which is going
It
to sound
happens.
so weird if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
But yes, that's
It's so weird if you've seen the film.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
what?
that's why I wanted to put it in this top 5 because
Yeah.
it's such a crazy, cause you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
kind of moment.
Yeah.
And that again, with all these moments, the films themselves are incredible and have so many bits that are just pure genius. But you
Yeah.
have trying to extract.
It's
bits.
hard to select moments, and like we even struggled to. Well, you even struggled to select bits over other bits in the films because they're that good.
Yeah. And number 4.
Yep.
We have Proper Introduction,
Yeah.
which is the scene from Arrival, where once they've gone. I think this is when they've gone up there a few times into the alien ship. We were going to get the bit where they go into the alien ship for the first time because that is also brilliant. But we
Yeah.
got the bit where she takes off her outfit like they would in Alien. Well, they just take off the
Nice
gear.
outfit, girl.
Yeah, takes off her gear,
Yeah.
her protective gear, and just sort of puts her bare hand on the screen, and then they get a reaction from the alien, like
Yeah.
a new reaction. It's kind of like, oh shit. I think what's so good about this is you do not know what to expect with this film whatsoever, and what the aliens are like. In all the marketing for it, you have no idea what the aliens are going to be like, how they're going to react, or anything. So you kind of have that tension of just being like,
Yeah.
all these films are because of they're good because of their tension.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
when
it
you
is.
when you do eventually see them, I was going to say like I haven't seen anything like that before. Like I haven't seen aliens done like that. It's so
No.
like for that and for how good just like the build up to that is.
Yeah.
It's so good when you actually see them revealed.
It's their reaction, yeah. Alright, at number 3. Tell me!
Yeah.
It's like
Tell
Batman,
me!
is that? Yeah. That's pathetic bump sound. And you also went, oh!
Oh no, sorry. Yeah. It's a scene
The
from
scene
Prisoners.
from Prisoners, yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, there's too many scenes we could do. Yeah, scene where they're interrogating Paul Dano's character.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call him Paul Danish.
Paul Danish.
Hugh Jackman is interrogating him to find out where his daughter is because
Yeah.
he thinks they've kidnapped him or has something to do with the kidnapping. At this point, they have quite a bit of evidence to believe that he is something to do with the kidnapping.
Yeah.
And it's just it's just tense. It's so tense because
It's
and
tense
Hugh
'cause
Jackman
you
is
don't
very
know
good
what
at
he's gonna
shouting.
do. Yeah, it's terrifying, and
Yeah.
they've already kind of beaten him to a pulp by this point, and then he gets a hammer out.
And you're right. You don't know if he's going to hit him or not, and then he smashes the
It's
sink up.
so good.
What's
because,
the other guy's name? Because he's good in it. But as well. You can
his
see him.
name is. Oh,
I can't remember.
We'll look
It's
it up.
great. Never mind. The other guy in it is his way he reacts.
It's
He looks like he's
incredible.
getting upset in the background because they're
Yes.
just regular, just everyday, regular, normal day guys.
We're just guys. We're just guys.
Yeah.
Every regular day guys. I was just going to say, when we just watched that clip again, it's so good when he puts his hand on the tap of the sink, because even though obviously he doesn't actually go through with hitting him, you can feel that pain
And he also
already.
sort of goes, he like plants it a few times, like
Yeah.
you wouldn't realise he's going to, just get it steady.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Alright. And number 2, Border Control.
yeah, from,
Sicario.
I don't know why I said that.
Sicario.
Sicario.
Sicario, which is the first major bit of tension in this. Well, actually, no, it's not. The first scene's crazy as well, but it kicks the start of the film. But this is such a build-up to it
Yeah.
of just nothing happening.
I was going to say, if we're going off of how tense the scene is, then this would have been number 1, I think, because oh my god, it is just, you just don't know what.
Because there's minutes of them driving around the city and you're waiting for something to go wrong. There's like, they have a car tailing them, they have loads of bits when you're just looking at it through Emily Blunt's eyes, of just sort of, not actually through her eyes, but you're looking at it with her, like what's going to happen, where's this going to go. And then it finally builds, and they even said before that the worst bit is that the crossing of the border is where shit will go wrong. Yeah. So you know that's coming. Yeah. And you get there and it's still so tense because you don't know what's happening. You just see all these people in the cars and it just kicks off. And there's only like 2 seconds of action in there, and it's just incredible, the build up to it.
You know when they say what's the protocol here, and they say they have to engage us for us to engage them. Yeah. I think that bit's really good because it really highlights like that you don't know what they're allowed to do, like, and they don't really know, and I think that's what makes it so tense, because they don't know what they'll get in trouble for, whether they're allowed to shoot or not. And also I think it's the only clip, and probably the only film, that is like a world that we don't really know. I'm not saying like we've had our daughter stolen, or we know because we've like beaten someone to a pulp before, but it's like it's like laws that we don't know, and like things that we don't know about. So I think that's why it's tense as well, because you don't know, you just don't know. Yeah,
it's crazy. And that's the thing with all these that he's just said with the tension, it's also the fact they feel so genuine and realistic, and it feels like this could actually happen, and this is how people act and react to stuff.
I want to say as well, I also have had no alien interactions to date, so I also don't. That's also a world that I don't know. No, but what I mean is,
I was like,
really? No, but I mean,
that's why I kind of correctly went, a world that exists. That we don't know.
Yeah, a world that exists that we don't know. Yeah.
All right. Number 1?
Yeah. Also, to date, you have never turned into a spider.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet. That's what it sounds like.
Number 1?
Yes.
Stay With Me, Anna.
Who's Anna?
From Prisoners Again. Yeah. It's a film. I don't know why. Probably because I think this is the film where I was like, oh shit, this director's pretty damn good. Yeah. I remember watching this thinking, oh my god, this is incredible.
This is still one of my favourite films, and it's good because it's just such a well-made and well-directed film. But also, this is one with a lot of emotional acting, which I do love. Yeah. It's also a scene that I didn't think that you would see in this film. I never thought you'd see the girls again.
Yeah,
I thought they were gone. I definitely thought they had died. And actually, it's surprising to see.
Yeah, and in context with the film, it's amazing because it's the crescendo of the film, and it's just like, oh, they're going to make it.
Music
it's just
when
so
he's
tense.
driving and the cars are all going at him. He's got blood in his eyes.
Yeah.
It gets like the car falls straight on his
It's not like he's bleeding out to death. It's the fact he got shot through the head a little bit, and it feels realistic because he got the dry blood down his face from the head wound, and he just and all it's just, and then
that music.
If this film couldn't be remind me any more of Last of Us, this scene does it. Carrying a little girl through the hospital while they're knocked out.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. That's it.
Awesome. I know it's time for news. Oh.
Sorry, I was going to say, does that mean I get to say the bit if you're leading news
it's
this
the
week?
1 week I've gone in there, I've got it done. Go on.
News!
Ooh. Something got a second throat. I'm leading the news this week.
Oh. There's not much news. That's
that's why I'm allowed. Because it's pretty boring. I was really struggling for Instagram alerts this week. So first off is the new Justice League trailer. Oh, you were rubbish at the news. New Justice League trailer.
Loved the first 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It looked a bit weird. It also looked like he didn't know who she was.
I know, when he turned around, he was like, what the... Get off my porch! Yeah. Although, good reveal. Not reveal. Half reveal.
What do you mean reveal?
Well, I mean, you know he's in it. Well, everyone knows he's in it anyway. I know, but like fake reveal then.
I'm not happy because of his moustache.
Actually, it was good because it was a good fake out that you saw him, because I was like, oh, why are they showing him in the trailer? Oh, it's a flashback or a dream.
How funny would it be in the trailer when he turns around and he's still for a second, he just went, put his finger above his lip like he had a moustache.
Yeah. I was just going to say, no one can see you.
Yeah.
We're not
Well,
videoing
I was going to let you laugh and then describe it to him. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. It's an interesting trailer. They've clearly made there's been a lot of reshoots.
It's
Joss
a very
Whedon's probably
different.
taken all over this.
Yeah, it looks like a different film.
You can tell because there's the same scenes as there was for the first trailer, but they're different colours and they look completely different.
Yeah.
So I imagine they've completely changed this film.
Yeah.
And
it's all Wonder Woman, isn't it? She's
Yeah.
definitely the pull for this one.
Yep. Next bit of news.
Next bit of news is TV news. Just very quickly, John Krasinski, who I used to think was called John Kransky for a really long time,
John
by the way. Yeah.
His name was instead of Jack Ryan, it should be John.
I'm the new reporter here, John Kransky, see?
And it
Would you
rhymes
look
with
at
Tom
here?
Clancy. John Kransky.
Oh, John Krasinski of Office US fame.
We're just mentioning this because we've been watching the
We've been
US
watching The
and
Office, and then we were like, oh, John Krasinski is going to be in a thing.
Yes, Jack Ryan. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Yeah, he's going to be Jack Ryan.
Give me the notepad.
And then, and yeah, it looks alright.
Terrible. I'm joking, it's not terrible. It looks like it should be mediocre.
Mediocre. I hope that... My face went so serious. Like, mediocre.
So she ripped off half it to look like him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next bit of news.
Next bit of news. Kate Winslet has joined the cast of Avatar.
And we'll be returning to Eternal Sunshine after that to forget about it. Yes, I tweeted that. We don't have many followers.
No one liked it, and I thought it really deserved a like. It was really funny.
One of those 15 people could have liked it.
I know, bastards. But yeah, so R.I.P. to her career. Moving on. I put an Instagram post saying that Kate Winslet and James Cameron were teaming. Why are you ruining the punchline?
Sorry, I thought you were forgetting.
We're teaming up.
Asking me.
No, we're teaming up for a second time 20 years after filming Titanic. I guess this will be their second disaster movie. Hey, I got a lot of likes.
Shipwreck.
Got a lot of likes. So
you did that.
Like 27 likes. So
you nailed it on Instagram.
That was good.
Next bit of news.
Power for Next bit of news. There's going to be a bit more TV news. Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I don't watch either, but other people might find it interesting.
I watched The Walking Dead, and I'm kind of stuck with it now. As terrible as it's going.
Yeah, Series 8.
A linking.
It's going to be Series 8. Fear the Walking Dead is on Series 3. They take It's
Series fucking hell.
Yeah, take place at different times. Somehow there is going to be a crossover though.
I've got it.
They've already
There's
said what it's
walkers in both of them.
Oh, I know what it is.
A dead bone on the.
I know what it is.
What?
It's going to be that they're trying to make money off of a series that already exists by making it into another series.
Nice.
That's what it's going to be. No, they said it's one character is going to cross over, and they've said who they think that is, but I'm not going to say in case people.
Did you know they said Breaking Bad and Walking Dead are actually in the same universe?
Shut up.
Because do you know they actually reference each other quite a lot?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or does
how?
Has Breaking Bad? I don't know. Walking Dead has mentioned Breaking Bad quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
They use the same car at one point.
Oh.
There's
a car in both.
Car.
All films are related. Yeah, that's not.
No. They mention him like I think Daryl from Walking Dead says something about a drug dealer that used to say bitch a lot.
Yeah.
They've done it as like a joke, but they've actually said no, Luke now, which is stupid and fuck off because
of course they do.
Breaking Bad's such a high caliber than Walking Dead. Next bit of news.
Next bit of news. Second to last bit of news. So it really made me laugh because the way they put this out was saying if you're really sad that you're not going to have Fast and Furious film for ages, don't worry because there's going to be a spin-off film coming in 2019.
So set date for it because I heard this before.
I think July 26, 2019, but the actual Fast film is the next one in the series is not going to be till 2020, but you've still got to wait over a year and a half. So if you are a Fast and Furious fan, then sucks to be you.
Yeah.
For many reasons, not just because you have to wait. Last bit of news is we're just going to touch on because we're going to do what?
You going to say what the spin-off was?
Spin-off?
It's Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. I can never say his name. Jason Statham and The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson.
I love how quick they just go, let's do this, because they've only just had them both on screen together and went, fuck, they're good together, let's get another one out, quick.
Are they good together, or are they just
Don't know.
trying to
We
make
didn't
a
watch it, did we?
shit ton of money? No, I haven't seen any of them, and nor do I care to.
And the last bit of news.
Last bit of news is there's a new Star Wars trailer out, and if you want to hear what I think about that, then you have to watch our other videos.
Oh, and that's how we're going to end it.
Oh,
that's for another day.
Face.
/ video.
Thank you for listening.
If you like this, which you probably didn't, let's be honest, then
You probably loved it. Let's just come on.
You can find us. They're all linked to our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, if you are listening to us on iTunes, yes, we are on iTunes. We say this again.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to look it up. But if you're on YouTube, there are links to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, and our Instagram page.
Yeah, you should definitely follow us on Instagram. Don't worry about Twitter.
Which I have constantly. Come on, love.
Because Leo runs Twitter and I run Instagram. So who do you like more? Go and follow. I'm only joking. Oh my god, that's really creeped me out because I really wasn't thinking and I was just doodling and I've just drawn a cross. Oh god.
Freak.
Anyway.
Yeah, follow us over there. Follow Wide Eyed Runners, or if you just like the podcast and think we're a bunch of twats other than that, just follow what we call this.
Super funny. Yeah.
Alright. All done?
Yeah.
Have a good week and may the force be with you.
Yeah. And go watch Blade Runner because it's the best. Bye.